Hmm. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, today our group will present our finding on this article, the analysis, which is fact, opinion, and bias analysis. So, the topic is the state of the climate change in 2023. So, next slide. So, first of all, this is our group mate, me, Zarin HAKIM bin JAINUDDIN, and FARAH AINA binti HAMDAN, and also one AFIQ IZZUDDIN bin ABDUL. Slide. So, to answer the question number one, who is the author of the text and what is their background or expertise on this subject? So, to answer this, the author of this article is a journalist and also contributor from a reputable news outlet that covers climate science. They are typically have a lot of experience in environmental reporting and also a lot of science journalism. And they also tend to be credible to their interpretation of the complex data of their research. Okay, that's for question number one. So for question number two, what specific information is presented as a fact in a text? So as our findings, we found three, which is the first one is current atmosphere CO2 levels forecast to be 419.2 ppm in 2023. And for the second one, the historical context of CO2 levels exceeding 400 ppm. And the third one, the number of countries that recorded their warmest year is on 2022. Okay, next slide. Okay, for the third question, can this fact be independently verified from reliable sources? As for our finding, this fact can be independently verified through scientific publication with official climate data from organizations that they shows like NOAA or NASA, and also peer-reviewed studies in climate science. And they are
challenges could be extreme weather events. The article notes that in 2022 was one of the warmest years in record, with many countries experiencing unprecedented heat, which contributes to ongoing ecological and humanitarian crises. Next, for the positive development that can be seen in this article is renewable energy growth. Despite the grim statistics, there are signs of hope, such as the anticipated peak in emissions from the power sector due to increased reliance on renewable energy sources like wind and solar. This shift is seen as a critical milestone in combating climate change. And next, positive developments that can be seen is the deforestation initiative, which positive trends are emerging from countries like Brazil and Colombia, where deforestation rates have begun to decline due to new government policies aimed at conservation. Next, for the evidence or example, this tag provides evidence through statistical data, historical comparison, and statements where climate scientists illustrating the trends in climate change and its consequences. For example, the atmospheric CO2 levels, like I mentioned before, the forecast for CO2 levels in 2023 is 492 parts per million, up from 470.2 ppm in the previous year. The increase is alarming, especially considering that over a quarter of the Amazon rainforest now emits from carbon that it absorbs due to deforestation and changing conditions, indicating a potential tipping point of this vital ecosystem. Next, for the reliability of evidence, this evidence provided this evidence provided some pro this evidence provided comes from reputable scientific sources, though it largely relies on data from institutions like IPCC and NOAA. This concentration could be seen as a limitation if not supplemented by diverse viewpoints. Next, for the context for understanding of this article, this tag provides sufficient context regarding the current state of climate indicators, historical data, and the implication for future climate scenarios, aiding reader for their own understanding. Next, I pass to the next presenter.
So let's talk about the source. The report used information from a well-known organization like the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change (IPCC) in parentheses and respected climate scientists. These sources are trusted in the field of climate research, making the information reliable. Next. So next, who is the report for? The intended audience includes the general public, policymaker, and anyone interested in environmental issues. The report presents a complex data in an easy to understand way, which is important for getting more people involved in the discussion about climate change. Next. Now let's look at the perspective of the reports. It focuses on the urgent need for action against the climate change, which appeals to those who already support environmental initiative. These emphasis can encourage people to take action. Next. So what about the timing of the information? The report includes recent data from 2022 and 2023, making it relevant to today's discussion about climate policy. Having up-to-date information is crucial for making informed decisions. However, there are some bias in the report. Next. First, there's a selection bias. The report mainly highlights the negative impact of the climate change and often overlook potential solution or positive step taken in the climate policy. This can limit the reader's understanding of the full picture. Second, we can see confirmation bias. The language used may reinforce existing beliefs about the climate change, focusing on the severe consequences without giving much attention to opposing views or uncertainties. This can create one-sided views of the issue. In conclusion, while the report is credible and backed by fact, it does show some bias in how it's present information. This could shape how readers perceive the urgency and the complexity of climate change. It's important to recognize these biases so we can form a well-rounded understanding of this issue. Next. Next. So I think that's all from us.